Hello everyone, this is Gail Manizak with Bella Soaps Company. I thought I would just give this a try again. I did one video and it did not turn out so well. And we're going to try this one. So these are my oils. These are my olive oil. All of my oils in here. My butters and also my coconut oil in here. I'm getting ready to mix these together and make a little bit of noise with the blender. I'll be also mixing kale and clay in with it. It's a clay, softening for your skin, healthy for your skin. I'm going to be adding that. This will be our titanium dioxide color, which makes my soap white. And then I have, I'm going to be using a pink called Pretty Pink. And I'm going to be using, let's see, from Mad Micah's Maniacal Pea. I think I used that in my last soap too. So I'm going to be trying to make some leaves, and I already have my flowers. I've already done the flower embeds, if you can see those. Maybe get them a little closer. So we'll be putting these on the top, hopefully with some leaves. And that a lot of times depends on whether my soap batter, whether it starts to thicken right away or what. So okay, let us get started. I'm going to put all my oils together, add my kale and clay. Then we'll be adding the lye water. Let's go. And you want to get every bit of it, not wasting any. Everything is measured perfectly. This is cold processed soap, and any of you that make soap know that. I don't have to tell you that. But I'm going to get all the soap, or get all the oils out, not waste any. I'm going to go ahead and mix it all together, the kale and clay. Sometimes I mix the oils ahead and add the clay. So for a couple minutes here, I'm going to be making just a little bit of noise. Using a stick blender on this. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to be adding a little bit of the oil without the lye in it to my titanium dioxide to mix it, so to be able to easily mix it in later. I'm probably getting my arm right in your way. I'm going to shake that up, have that ready to go. So we're getting to, ready to add the lye. Which actually I did not put my goggles on, so for safety's sake, when you're working with lye, you want to have some eye protection at the minimum. And normally I would have my gloves on and forgot. All right, see, just as I poured that in there, it splashed. It could have splashed up in my eye if I did not have some kind of protection on my eyes. That is a real important issue. If you're going to make soap, you're going to use lye. You want to protect your eyes and actually your skin too. Okay. Now we're going to mix this again before I put the titanium dioxide in. So I'm going to make a little bit more noise. I don't know how to do these videos yet, so I don't know how to pause it in time. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to mix this because I'm doing cold process and because I am wanting to make the swirls in it. I only want it to be, we bring it to trace, which is where you can lift the batter up. You can actually see it leaves a trail where it's thickening up, and the oils are all incorporated with the lye. I want a thin trace so I can work with it. If I make it too thick, I'd have to pour it. And so I don't know if you can see the trace. It's at thin trace right now. So let's see, do I want to I'll tell you what I want to do, because I want my colors to stay the correct color that I want them. I'm going to mix my colors before putting the titanium dioxide in here. Because I don't want to lighten my colors. So I'm going to get a good pink here. Oops. Get a good pink. Get a good green for the leaves. And put a little bit on the inside too. Get a little bit of the pink and a little bit of the green on the inside. Praise the Lord. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the titanium dioxide. And then I'll be adding, and I'm going to go ahead and add all that I have there. Pull off a couple of paper towels in case I need them, which I probably will. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Actually, if I'm holding it in the right place even. So mixing the titanium dioxide in, getting that nice white color. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more. Okay. All right. This is thin trace for me, since I want to make the swirls in it, and I want to also try to pipe on top of it. Okay, now by hand I'm going to mix my, this is Japanese cherry blossom. I might mix a little bit in with those. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And when you mix that in, you want to, the best way to mix it I have found is to stir back and forth. Go around your sides, of course. But to stir back and forth gets it mixed in really good. Okay. Set that aside. I'll do, make sure my colors are mixed in. Just a little bit of, I want to waste any of the fragrance. Fragrance is probably one of the most expensive parts of the soap. Okay, and then we're ready to put it in our mold. It's that quick. I think for me, doing the measuring is time consuming compared to actually pouring it in our mold. And I want to wipe this out just because and spray it with a little alcohol just because that's the way that I do it. I like this could have been sitting in all dusty. Probably didn't have time to get dusty. I make quite a bit of soap. Okay, so now we're gonna pour. I don't know if you just saw how that splattered when I need to be more careful than that. Okay, I'm gonna pour my batter in. I'm gonna save some for the top. So I'm gonna pour my pretty pink, which is the name of it. It's almost a purple. This is Japanese rose blossom, so it will be okay. And I hope you can see what I'm doing and my arm is not in the way. So I'm pouring my pink in. I don't know that I'll use the very last bit of it there. I pour a little green in. And I'm going to make my swirls today with a wooden chopstick. In just a minute, I'm going to save this green, pour this green in my piping bag so I can make some leaves, hopefully. A lot of that depends on how quick it hardens, and oops, it's so fluid, it's running right out of my, okay, so I'm gonna have to set it up and allow it to harden, and sometimes that's a chore. Just get in the right place to stay upright so it doesn't, okay. All right, so we're gonna make our swirls. I want to get this out of your way. And the way that I do that, today anyway, different every day, or different every batch actually. So I'm gonna go ahead. There is a swirl called a hanger swirl. There's all different sorts of swirls you can do. I'm doing an easy one today. Just swirl it in there. You don't want to swirl it too much so it's too you don't want to get it mixed up so much that all the colors blend together, because you want to see them when you cut them. So, okay. Now what we have left of the batter, we're going to pour this. I'm going to carefully pour it on top. Sometimes I would pipe it on top, and sometimes I will pour it on top. It actually depends on my mood probably a lot, and it depends on what soap I'm making. It depends on how I want it to look. That's probably that would be mostly my mood for the day. So I thought making videos, and I know there are a lot of them out there, but I make soap in Mount Carmel, and that's the lives that I'd like to touch, younger lives too. Get them interested in making their own soap. It's not all that difficult, and it's much healthier for your family, much healthier for you. I remember when I first went into business, actually my business started in California and ended up being here. But when I first went into business, one of my priorities was wanting to really impress to young people how important it is what we put on our skin, because as I've used this reference many times, and maybe many of you that might watch this have heard it, whatever we put on our skin, just like a hormone patch or nicotine patch, that is going to go into your bloodstream. So we want to make sure that we're putting stuff on our skin that's going to go into our bloodstream that's going to be healthy for us. Okay. I just hope my little leaves are going to be or my batter from my leaves is going to be thick enough to pipe. And if it's not, sometimes I just put the flowers. You know what? By the time you cut it, it seems like anything that you do that's handmade is never perfect, because, gee, we're not perfect people. And we can't get everything just perfect. But even when I will put flowers on and I put leaves on, and it maybe it doesn't turn out like what's right in my head, okay. Can I add our flowers and just randomly, I want to press them down a little bit. Hope I may not even have room. If I put, oh, and I don't want that. Now these I make like I had a leftover batter. I do not want batter on the top of those. I keep dropping them. I had leftover batter that was a pink, and I decided to make some pink flowers, and I figure, you know, there's always a time that you'll make a soap that'll go with it, and you can use it, because I do not throw any soap batter out. Sometimes I'll make extra soap and give it away to, I've given it away to organizations and different ones. Let's see. Okay. Whoops, I don't like that flower. Okay. Sometimes people will be having a fundraiser, and it's, if I have extra soap or soap that I was not able to use. Okay, now my concern will be if the batter is soupy, if it hardened up quick enough. So I guess we'll be able to tell here in a minute. I actually might try it on a napkin first, or a paper towel first. A little of fluid, but I think it might work. So this is how we do it. Or this is how I do it anyway. Turn that a little bit. I think this is like a, let's see, barely see it, 352 Wilton 352 tip. Now, if it wasn't, whoops. If it was just a little bit harder, it would have been more to my liking. I'm not real happy with the way that it's piping. But sometimes just don't have much choice. I could have waited longer, but I don't have time today to do that. As I said, this is Japanese cherry blossom. My batter's coming out. There are a lot of people out there that do videos that are a whole lot better than soapers than I am. But it is what it is, as people say. I think I do a pretty good job. I know that my customers are happy with my soaps, so sometimes I get too many leaves on. By the time you get it cut, it looks totally different. And I think that's about going to do it here. Okay. That is my Japanese maple. And I'll add one little bit left to it. Put a little bit of glitter on it. And it'll be done. This will sit for 24 hours and then it'll go for 6 weeks to cure. I hope you can see that. And I thank you for allowing me to share, and thank you for watching my video. See you next time.